Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about blind nocking. For those who don't know, blind nocking is the act of knocking the arrow onto the string without looking. Most people who do archery don't blind knock and don't need to blind knock for various reasons, but to compare, most people who start doing archery will have to look at the arrow, look at the string and where it goes, and then carefully place it on, and sometimes they'll fumble around because they can't quite get it on. So when you see someone on the line who's a lot more experienced, they just pick up arrows and just keep on knocking naturally. It looks kind of cool, pretty smooth, and something you might want to copy, and that's easy enough to replicate. It is a fairly basic skill. It's actually so basic where people who think about it too much will stuff it up. So it's elementary. People will kind of pick it up intuitively, but it is one of those things which some people might have to consciously pay attention to, and for many people, just for curiosity's sake, learn how people do it. The main reason why people blind knock is to allow the archer to keep their eyes on the target, so they don't have to look down, fumble with the arrow, then look up, and the target might be gone. Now again, in most cases, people who do archery don't shoot at a target which will move. If you're doing target archery or recreational backyard archery, you don't need to worry so much about doing it really quickly or doing it blind. But if you're doing a practical kind of archery, especially Asiatic archery or horseback archery, this is a lot more crucial in your skill set. Also, if you are looking at, for example, speed shooting, then this is also a fundamental skill which you'll need to understand. Because of that, as a disclaimer, I will be talking about blind knocking through the lens of Asiatic archery, though this can apply to the opposite side, Western archery, just as well. The key is to find the direction of the knock using your thumb and your forefinger. What you want to do is to pinch the knock alongside the throat, so it's parallel to the opening. So when you are pulling your arrow from your quiver, you want your fingers to find it. It may be that you will hold it here and you rotate it this way so you have the opening between your fingers. The next step is to slide the arrow forward onto the string. So with the knock pinched between your fingers like this, you push the arrow forward past the string, let the string push between your thumb and the knock like that, and then you push it back down onto the string. Once more, pinch the knock, push it forward, and then knock onto the string. This may be something which you might have to look at to practice, and that's fine. So you'll find the knock with your fingers, you look at the string, and you slide it on, and then you shoot. And you can still shoot fairly quickly and naturally by looking at the knock while doing so. So when you're learning out, you can do it this way, and then you can do your shot, and then you can do the next part, look at the knock, look at the string, and then shoot, and so on. And that's fine. This is a good way to practice smoothness and making sure that you're doing it right. However, you will find that once you practice enough, you don't need to look at the knock or the string, because, as I said before, you will use your fingers, tactile feedback, find the knock, push it forward, find the string, and it's on that you're looking. So you can actually make the leap of faith and do this fairly easily once you've practiced knock alignment. So let's do a sequence of 9 arrows. I'm going to exaggerate the movements and talk through the process. So I've drawn my arrow from the quiver, I find the knock with my fingers, push it forward, find the string, and bump it on. And then we shoot, and repeat. Grab the arrow, find the knock, align it with the forefinger and the thumb, push it forward on the string, and it's on. So again, we'll shoot, and again, arrow, find the knock, push it on the string, shoot, find the knock, push it on the string, and then shoot. Same thing, find the knock on the string, and then shoot. Now, you don't have to do this fast. You will naturally shoot quicker when you are knocking blindly, and that's quite normal, but you don't have to force yourself to shoot at a rapid tempo if you don't need to. As the same as shooting, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And that's far more important than just shooting as quickly as you can. So get the process down naturally, and you find yourself getting faster and faster. So one more time, we said before that you should be practicing and kind of voicing out, vocalizing your motions. So find the nock, push it forward, find the string, and then you're done. So you can shoot. Same thing again, find the nock, push it forward on the string, and shoot. And over time, you won't need to be so exaggerated. So just grab it, do your thing. As you can see, without too much effort, becomes quite natural to do. Couple of smaller things. If you're shooting Mediterranean style with the arrow on the same side as you, then yes, you can blind nock. Same process. Personally, I like to thread the arrow through the bow, then find the nock, then push it through. So you still blind nock with the arrows shooting finger style. That's fine. If you're shooting with a quiver with the nocks pointing forward, like a hip quiver pointing forward or a back quiver, then you can actually find the nock with your fingers before you pull the arrow. So with these reverse quivers, you have to pull the arrow first, then push it forward, then find the arrow. But with a back quiver or a forward quiver, you can easily find the nock here, then whip it on and push it forward and blind nock. If the alignment of the fletchings is important, for example, if you're target shooting and you really want to know which way the feathers are for the best clearance, you find that with at least the modern nocks, there is a plastic bump on one side of the nock. So this normally aligns with the outside feather or fletching. So in my case, my index is facing the index vein. So no matter what arrow I pull out, I will find the right fletching if I really want to. So that's the right place. We'll shoot that. Next one, when I find it, I'll find that bump, turn it, and there it is. And it's the right feather, so on. Next one, find the fletching. There's the index bump, put it on, and same way. And by the way, all these nocks can be turned. So if they're not facing the right way, you can twist them so that they are. On that note, by the way, if you want to practice blind nocking without shooting, then you can just knock the arrow off the string. So go through the process, knock it off, pull the next arrow, go through the same process, bump it off. So that way, if you're at home, in your room, and you can't shoot, then you can keep on doing this. I've got a broken nock, by the way, so that's obviously worked really well for me. Wow, that's a pretty sharp nock too. Anyway, so same process. That is a split nock. That's useless. We'll change the nock later. But here we go. So yeah, so if you're at home and you can't shoot because there's no space, but you still want to practice the dexterity, you can just keep on bumping it off, and then later on you pick up the arrows and do the same thing. So that's how you can practice getting used to the muscle memory without actually shooting. And for those who are wondering, yes, this is one of those fundamental parts of speed shooting or shower shooting. So if you use a technique like one of these, holding arrows in your bow hand, then yes, same thing. You go through the same process, find the nock and blind nock, find the nock, blind nock, find the nock, blind nock. It's the same sort of thing. Now, of course, this isn't the only way to blind nock. Depending on your particular style and personal preferences, you might do it slightly differently. But that's the basics of how to nock without looking at the arrow. Hope that helped, guys. If you have any other tips, feel free to post them below. I'm NUSensei. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.